Hi, welcome back to Bell Book and Candle. This is Vicki. Today I've got a something. Me going off the dome doesn't sound right, and me going off my script doesn't sound right. So legitimately, nothing I'm saying makes sense. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained right now, so everything's sounding a mess, but just bear with me, alright? I built like a little cottage. A little ode to spring, if you will. The trees in my neighborhood that are blossoming inspired me. I started off with the exterior of the house created, some of the landscaping and terrain paint as well as the inner walls and floors painted. I streamed this over on my Twitch, so you can probably watch the VOD of it. I don't know if it's still going to be up by the time this video goes live, but I might put it up on my personal YouTube channel. I'll see. So the kitchen. The kitchen has a ladder to the top floor and the doorway to the backyard. I used the Country Kitchen kit, which so far I think is the best kit that EA has put out. It was also leaked that they're gonna do a Courtyard Oasis kit, which I think is to die for. I love the Islamic architecture, the Moroccan courtyard, Spanish revival kind of architecture. I don't build it a lot because I have so little experience and exposure with those kinds of homes, but I think maybe that'll all probably change once the kit comes out. So yeah, the kitchen has a farmhouse vibe with the farmhouse sink, the country kitchen cabinets, I think they're called, the stove and the fridge. I also add a little shelf thing in the corner to show off the dishes and knickknacks. I think it's from Cats and Dogs. I'm not sure though. And I put a painting or scroll or something of a cherry blossom tree from Snowyscape next to the ladder. Not exactly a farmhouse vibe, but is kind of the essence of the build. The living room is the next room that I work on. The layout is a little bit different than ones I've done in the past 4-ish years. Seems like making a YouTube channel has changed a lot of the ways that I build because I keep trying out new things. I put 2 Snowyscape console tables together to make a TV stand, and I put that in front of the fireplace. This is probably a fire hazard in The Sims, so like rip to the people who live there, I guess. That'll be a waste of a big screen TV. I also wanted to make a window seat nook. I overlapped 2 of those book bench things from City Living. I don't really like when furniture clips, so I try not to overlap stuff like that, but for this build I did it twice in one room, and that's, I guess, pretty adventurous of me. I also use a remote from the debug menu and a stack of magazines for Moschino stuff to make this place look a little lived in. You know, more lived in than diagonal furniture. For the most part here, the furniture is just wood and white couches to look a little bit more modern and cohesive, but eventually I use a lot of red or blood orange and blue throughout the house. I don't know how this happened, I don't know where this inspiration comes to me from, and I can't even tell if it's ugly to other people or not. If you do think it's ugly, just mind your business. Here I use a lot more of that red and blue color scheme. The bedroom is kind of a tight fit. Honestly, every room upstairs is awkwardly shaped because you can't do attics in The Sims 4. If you want to have a living space in what would be the attic, you have to strategically place walls and roof pieces around and be okay with slim rooms or mansard roofing. For this attic, I opted for slim rooms with functional window dormers. It looks really cool from the outside, but from the inside it's easier to play with the walls down. The staircase landing serves as a study in this build. There's actually not too much here in terms of furniture, but I did want to make it look a little cluttered. I also wanted to do something a little special with the wall decor. I saw some other Sims YouTuber do something like this, but I can't remember who, so I'm sorry. I put the eco lifestyle leaves inside of that other wall structure. I originally used the colors that are throughout the house, which is red, blue, and white. However, I realized how patriotic this looked, which is vile, so I replaced the white leaf with a black one. This might be the only place in the video where I used custom content, which is the books and the flower pot. I meant to use more of it, but honestly I just forgot, so it's kind of unnecessary at this point. After working on the bathrooms, which will show up in the screenshots later, I fiddled around a bit with the downstairs area before moving on to the backyard and exterior. There are three main areas of importance in the backyard. There's a place to eat with a base game glass table, a paranormal terrarium centerpiece, the one with the little Simsy cowplant, and some matching chairs. The bench isn't functional, but it is realistic, so the Sims will just have to live with that. Across from it is a seating area with a get-together sundial and the snowy escape bench near the toddler stuff light poles. There are also two planters for your green thumb inclined Sims. Coming back around is a nifty knitting rocking chair and the cats and dogs wood bench on the porch leading to the backyard itself. I put in some faux balconies and flower boxes around the house and ended up having to stack that white roof trim so there wouldn't be any gaps. I also add lights above the windows, and I put lights where the landscaping is. I usually put lights above windows in most of my builds anyway. The landscaping thing is different, but that's just because I kind of want to showcase all the greenery in this build, since that's kind of the main deal, you know? It was the inspiration for it all. And I think at this point you've probably seen everything around the build. So thank you for being here, and please enjoy the screenshots.